So you say to me, Pastor Mark, are there some things we can do to build our immune systems? Let me share with you an amazing, quite incredible story. We're going to talk about the immune system. If you have a pencil and paper, you want to maybe take some notes. I'd like to take you back to 1918 and 1919. The Spanish flu, which was certainly a form of virus, spread through America and around the world. There are many estimates that at least 40 million people died in the Spanish flu. There are some estimates that I've read that go as high as 80 million people. This flu was devastating. This virus was devastating. Airborne, very similar to the coronavirus. And as in the coronavirus, as many of these viruses, a person sneezes, little droplets, you breathe them in, they go up into the nose, come down into the lungs, respiratory system, they can enter in through your eyes, through your mouth, or, for example, you shake hands with somebody, that's why this elbow bump is becoming so familiar. You shake hands with somebody, coronavirus, they've sneezed in their hands, you shake hands with them, you rub your face, again, you've got the coronavirus there. That's why the emphasis in protection is washing your hands and washing them again. But back in the Spanish flu, there was one school, a Seventh-day Adventist seminary in Hutchinson, Minnesota, that had 120 of their students and faculty, 90 of them were living in the same dormitory, and the story is really remarkable. 120 of those patients were exposed. Let me correct myself. There were 180 on campus. 120 were living in the same dormitory. 120 were exposed. 90 patients, no deaths, none very sick. Let me read to you what happened. This is a report of Dr. Fred Shepard, who was the chief health officer in Hutchinson City in that county. On the authority of Dr. Fred Shepard, health officer, and I'm reading from 1918, 1919, it may be stated that no public institution in the state of Minnesota has up to date made a record in the handling the influenza, the worldwide epidemic that swept millions into their graves, like that, to the credit of the Hutchinson Seventh-day Adventist Seminary. So here is a report by the health officer, Dr. Fred Shepard, of what Adventists did once people got this virus in 1918, the Spanish flu, what they did to protect. Now listen to what happened. The seminary, with 120 of its 180 students and teachers housed under one roof, was invaded with the malady that is the Spanish flu 3 weeks ago. Symptoms of the malady developed, with some 90 of these under the direction of Dr. H.E. Larson, a graduate physician. And this is what he did. First, when they began to get the first symptoms of fever, or they began to sneeze or cough, he isolated them, put them in a room. If the symptoms persisted, he put them on the rest, where they got adequate rest. We know with the coronavirus, if you get it early and you get adequate rest, it's one of the remedies. Then what he did was he had them drink large amounts of water. They kept drinking water. He put them on a diet, the very best possible diet, a plant-based diet, free from sugar, large amounts of sugar, which destroy the immune system, large amounts of oils, got them off that, and he got them on as fresh and natural diet as possible. So he isolated them, put them on the best diet, and then what he did was given them hot and cold fomentations. It's very fascinating. It says this. It says, there were no drugs to be given, but with complete rest and quiet, good diet, they went carefully regulated diet. They had fomentations applied to the throat, chest, and abdomen. In other words, he would give these hot fomentation to the chest, then cold rub down, and he was able, miraculously, to get these people back to health in a few days. If they noticed symptoms, even after they were better, he had them rest so they would not have a relapse. And the article ends this way. As a result of this system of handling the disease that is soaring and scoring thousands of victims every day, There's not been one case that could have been called serious or not one single death in the seminary, although there were more than 90 persons affected. This record is remarkable. This record is remarkable. It is remarkable. So how do we apply this? What can we do to build our immune systems? There's something that we call New Start. Other people call it celebrations, or they call it wellness. They call it creation health. But let me give you the New Start. New Start helps to build your immune system. The first aspect is nutrition. In this particular time, try to avoid as much as possible any amounts of sugar, oils, fats in your diet. Lean toward a more organic diet, a natural diet as much as possible. That's a good health practice, but it's particularly good now. So more natural diet, fruits, high in antioxidants, beans, legumes, this natural food products from the earth. And antioxidants help indeed to build the immune system. Second, exercise in the fresh air. Very few people are going to be exposed if they're in the fresh air. So get out and get good walking in. Thirdly, water. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. You'll get your exercise by running to the bathroom too. But anyway, at least 8 glasses of water a day. That's NEW. Nutrition, exercise, water. S, sunshine. Sunshine is a wonderful vitamin, increases your vitamin D. For many people, many of the physicians that I've talked to, now I am not a physician, can't make any medical prescriptions for you, but I can simply tell you what I'm doing and what other physicians have recommended for me. I'm not prescribing for you, I'm just telling what many of these physicians have told me to do. Increase the amount of vitamin D in your diet. Vitamin D is very helpful. Some of us are reinforcing our diets with a vitamin D supplement. Others as well are increasing the vitamin C in their diet to do everything you can to build your immune system. Sunshine does both of that. So we look at sunshine. T is temperance. What's temperance stand for? Avoiding what's bad, eating what's good. In other words, if you're smoking, it's a good health practice anyway to get off smoking, but now is the time. You don't want to wreck your immune system and be more prone to these viruses. The same with alcohol. Alcohol impacts the immune system. You want to give that up. Same with coffee and the caffeine. So move toward that more natural diet. That's the T. A is air. Adequate fresh air, deep breaths of respiration will build that immune system. R is rest. This is no time to be so-called burning the proverbial candle at both ends, staying up to 12 o'clock, getting up at 5 o'clock. You want to get 8 hours of good rest, building the immune system. And T, of course, is trust in God. There is nothing like trust in God. The Bible says God is our refuge and strength. God is our refuge and strength, a very help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, the mountains carried into the midst of the sea. So we trust in God. Jesus says in Matthew 11, verse 26 to 28, come unto me, all you that are burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. The T is trust. There is a virus that is spreading that breaks down our immune system, I believe, even more than the coronavirus 19. Here's what it is. It's worry and anxiety. Worry, anxiety, and fear will break down your immune system. Faith and confidence and optimism will build up your immune system. So if we're going to fight this, we really need a very strong immune system. That strong immune system comes from believing, not believing that we'll never get sick, because good people do get sick. We live in a broken world. But it's believing that God is with us. It's doing everything we can to prevent these coronavirus from affecting us. It is washing our hands. It is social distancing. It is self-quarantining if we indeed have the symptoms. It is using hand sanitizer. It is doing everything we possibly know to avoid getting it. If we do, it's being reasonable and rational in using this New Start approach. And if it becomes so dramatic that we need medical care, certainly we counsel with our physicians. But the bottom line is trust. The bottom line is faith. The bottom line is confidence in God. I hope this has been helpful to you.